Hello, welcome to the second part of our discussion for the month of September 2023. And I'm still talking about opportunities, moments, and greatness. And I said there are factors that a person or principles that a person can be living by that will make it possible for them to be great, that will make it possible for them to live a remarkable life, or if I say that will make their greatness in life predictable. So I've talked about understanding the process. I've talked about paying attention to what is within you as a person. And the third thing I'm talking about is being given to strategic thinking, being given to strategic thinking, planning or thinking well ahead of time. And I say it is not difficult most times to know what is to come, to know what the future holds in store for you. If you look at precedent, if you are given to certain principles and you are committed to thinking, you are committed to actually looking beyond the immediate. So, for example, everybody around you may be praising you that, oh, you're doing well for yourself. Everything is going great about you. Maybe you have achieved so much at a very at a relatively early stage in life. But something within you may be yearning for more. But if you don't give expression to such, in no time you discover that almost everything that people are praising about you either will begin to go down or they will stagnate. And someone say, how can you be sure of that? Because that is just the way life is designed to be. That when there is something inside of you, I'm not just talking about making drastic changes. Some people are okay, they are satisfied, and nothing is moving inside of them because maybe over time, as a result of what they have been exposed to, as a result of several factors, they are not even looking forward to a great future. They are not thinking about doing anything remarkable. That's not what I'm talking about. I am saying that if when everybody around you seem happy, seem joyful for you, but you yourself, you know deep down there is something, you are born for more, you are cut out for more. It is actually because you are cut out for more. That is not the time for you to rest. I like to say it like this, that most times, whenever you think there is more, it is actually because there is more. We're not talking about being just dissatisfied, being driven by things like competition and the rest. And I'm still going to talk about that. I'm just saying to pay attention to what is inside of you as a person. That based on that, you are now thinking strategically. You are thinking about what is to come. And we are saying that people don't just become victims of life circumstances. Success does not just happen to people, just like failure does not just happen to people. There are often signs, there are often signals, there are projections or instructions, guidance, steerings, or motivations or desires, all of these things that are not plain to us that are there. But that if you as a person begin to pay attention to this and you are thinking on the basis of these desires that you have, not on the basis of external situations and circumstances, that way there is no that way you are not going to be ordinary. You are going to do something remarkable in life. So and you can think about maybe job losses. People that maybe lost their job to maybe downsizing, financial losses, investment that collapse, all of those things, financial downturns. Most times, the ones that are not plain to us are the ones that we just say, oh, nobody saw this coming. But there are telltale signs. There are signals that maybe even experts have neglected. There are signs, warnings that people most times have ignored, and we just see the result and we now begin to make judgment based on this result. This is also true about spiritual knowledge. The fact that some things happen inexplicably to you as a person does not mean you cannot explain it. And if you link that to what we are saying about strategic thinking, it means when you have a nudging to do something, you had better do it. When you have a steering in your heart to go in one direction, we are not saying you should be hasty and not find out whether it's coming from you, because that's the next thing that another person wants to say, that, oh, but I've seen instances where maybe people left when everything is working great for them and then they regretted the move. That's not what we are talking about. I am saying that you pay attention to what is inside of you. You are not driven by just what every other person is saying or what appears as success. In fact, if you are living by that, what that means is sometimes you quit when the ovation is loudest, and then you go to another place, you go to another job and things like that. So I was telling someone that I can say, by the grace of God, that most of the time I've left some jobs when it appeared as if everything was going great, when it appeared as if people were praising me, and I'll just get that stirring in the, oh, it's time to move. And then you move on. And every single time that I've made such move, things have been better at the other side. Things have been better at the other end. But I only knew after I made those moves. That is what we are talking about with regards to strategic thinking, long-term thinking, if you like, with regards to the desires of your heart, not just being driven by externalities or being impatient to succeed. We are talking about paying attention to what is within you as a person. So now, on that basis, I will talk about another factor, and that may actually be a convenient point for us to draw the curtain this month. What are the factors, the principles that make for greatness? I've talked about paying attention to what is within, understanding the process, and thinking strategically. And number four that I'm going to talk about is to get rid of fear. Get rid of fear. Get rid of fear. That is absolutely essential for you as a person. Nobody that did anything remarkable in life was a victim of fear. Nobody that did or achieved anything remarkable was a victim of fear in that particular area of life where they made a difference, where they made a lasting impact. You need to get rid of fear. Like somebody said, the best things in life are on the other side of fear. The best things in life, the fulfillment of your heart desires, the success you are looking for, the fulfillment you're looking for as a person, all of these things are on the other side of fear. That is, the things that are keeping you or from success, from succeeding, from achieving those desires are closely connected to your fear as a person. They may not be obvious to others, but the things that are holding us back, the things that are keeping us down, that are making us average, redundant, live ignoble life, these things are connected to our fear. These things are connected to the things that we are afraid of. So, as a for most people in life, their biggest regret in life is connected to the steps they did not take, to the quote and unquote the risks they did not take, the decisions they delayed making, the choices they consider the option and say, oh, I would rather play it safe. For most people in life, their biggest regret is closely connected to the things they were afraid to do. Now, we are not talking about being reckless again. We are not talking about just making decisions without understanding risk and without understanding maybe the cost, the benefit. That's not what we are talking about. That's why I talk about strategic thinking before talking about getting rid of fear. That when you make projections, when you think, when you have available information, necessary facts to make this decision, now don't delay in making that decision just because you don't know how it will be received or how it will be interpreted. So we can talk about the fear of the unknown. What if this goes wrong? What if things don't go as planned? The fear of the unknown. What if I lose my money, my life savings? I put all of my life savings into a business. What if the business collapses? Right? But as long as you are thinking about that, you will not be, because the problems will keep magnifying and you keep attracting examples that correlate with your fear. So that's when you now have information about somebody that opened a business or everything around them just collapsed, or you now begin to hear news about how many businesses are projected to shut down, and you begin to say, you see, before you know it, you are paralyzed. You cannot make that move. You want to play it safe. You must have heard about many inventors, many people that quit maybe their businesses to start their new job, invest all of their life savings, and then everything collapsed. I shared about Mary Kay before, that when she was to start Mary Kay product that everybody knows about now, most people in the world know about now, and then she put all of her life savings, even her accountant said, oh, this is too much of a risk, of a gamble, and then she invested everything. And then just a few weeks to the launch of the husband actually collapsed and died. Some of us will say, oh, that's already a signal. That's a warning for me not to do anything. But no, that is what we are talking about. That you should be willing to take risk, reasonable risks. Now, that's what we are talking about. Not being reckless, but as a result of strategic thinking, you should be able to take corresponding action. And you will not be able to take corresponding action until you get rid of fear, the fear of the unknown, or the fear of people's opinion. Maybe in your family, in your lineage, everybody has done something. I think I read about someone whereby in their family, everybody, maybe their great grandfather, everybody studied law, they became lawyer, and then they wanted to do something contrary to that, and it was like all head let loose when they told their parents, their family members, that, oh, sorry, I'm not going to continue in this family tradition. So you can imagine the kind of opposition they face. But some other people will rather endure those inner stirrings, inner dissatisfaction, and rather just go by what everybody expects them to do. That is not a wise way to live. So the fear of the unknown, the fear of people's opinion, the fear of criticisms. You will be amazed at how many successful people are continually criticized, most times for nothing. For nothing, most times. So, but you need to understand, whether you do something or you do nothing, people are still going to talk. In fact, it is not even wisdom for you to be paying attention to what everybody is saying about you. Everybody has got their right to their own opinion, whether you like it or not. I always tell people, it's like the way life is structured, from my understanding, is that there are about three categories of people when it comes to whether they will people like you or not. There are people that, regardless of what you do, they just like you, right? With all your faults, with all your problems, with all your idiosyncrasies, they just like you. They are just there for you. You can count on them. And then there are people that you need to put in effort for them to like you. You try hard, you are nice to them, they are nice to you, and things like that. So you put in effort, you try to convince them, no, that you're a good person, they like you. And then there is another category that, regardless of what you do, they just don't even care about you. They will just not like you. They will just criticize you for nothing. Jesus was criticized. Paul was criticized. They had enemies. Not that they went out to look for enemies. Enemies, naturally, if you are doing something, naturally you will attract opposition. You will attract criticisms. But the fear of criticisms will keep a person from actually making progress, from doing what they are supposed to be doing. That is what we are saying when it comes to maximizing moment. That as long as you are thinking in terms of criticisms, as long as a person is concerned, they are bothered about what people will say, what people will think, or they don't want to be criticized. They want to be in the good books of everybody. Have you ever seen anybody in this world, that everybody at every given point in time is speaking well about them? It's not possible. I remember, I think John Maxwell or somebody, talked about the time that he was pastoring a church, and when it was time for maybe the congregation to give the end of year report, and he was shocked, he was disturbed, because one person in a congregation of maybe hundreds of people, one person still has something negative to say, and they now focus on that negative person's comment and ignore what the other people have to say about them. Unfortunately, that is how the world is structured most times. We always want to pay attention to the negative, and as a result, we ignore the positives. So instead of thinking about what is likely to go wrong, instead of thinking about the people that are likely to criticize you, people that may not see the good in what you're doing, or that may not understand your intentions, you should focus on the positives. And oftentimes, the people that are supporting you are more than the people that are against you. The forces that are working in your favor most times are more than the forces that are working against you. So in the Bible, when some chariots came to attack Elisha, he said, oh, God opened his eyes. The people that are with us are more than the people that are that are against us, these forces that have come against us. So the same way, for you as a person, most of the time, the things that are working in your favor are more than the things that are working against you. So if you think about that, instead of focusing on the critics, instead of focusing on the potential that, oh, if I do this thing, people will not understand it. So because of that, I would rather not do it. No, if you read the Bible, check a couple of examples, you will see that paying attention to people's opinions can actually be very devastating, because you can ignore what you are supposed to do just because you want to be in the good books of people. You want to please people. As a result, you displease yourself. You ignore what is inside of you, and over time you suppress it, and then you become perpetually dissatisfied, and you end in ignominy. So we're not saying you should not be caring. We're not saying you should not be kind. We're not saying you should not carry the people that matter to your life and destiny along your journey of greatness. But we're saying that ultimately each one is responsible for the choices as well as the decisions they make per time. The choices as well as the decisions they make per time. So there are people that have regret for the courses they should have studied in the university, for decisions they should have made, or people that probably didn't even get married because they are afraid that, oh, so many marriages are crashing, we don't know what's going to happen. People that don't have children, because I met a couple some time ago that said, oh, because of what is happening around, they just don't think they can undo the responsibility of becoming parents. So because of that, they decide not to become parents. It wasn't that anything was wrong with them medically. It wasn't even that they just chose it. It was just because they saw what was going on in the world and they became afraid. They thought, oh, we will not be able to handle these children. So because of that, we will not have children. So, some other people, you may be starting their own business. Oh, the risks that come with owning your own business, that come with having nobody to question you. Oh, I cannot manage myself very well. So because of that, I would rather not do it. Or the fear of, oh, it's so hard to maybe become something to do, maybe study a particular course or become a professional in a particular field, or to get some certification that will get you to the very top. Maybe it's so expensive, maybe it's so rigorous, the pass rate is little, and because of that, you just say, oh no, I'd rather not do it. I'd rather remain as I am. I am saying that is an enemy of your success. That is an enemy of your greatness. And the more or the quicker you attack such thoughts, the better for you as a person, the more you can actually be fulfilled in life. There are tons of examples that we can give, and it is important for us to understand that a major ally, right, a major companion of fear in this regard is procrastination. I will do it later. I will Maybe I will have a better time to be able to do these things, to make that call, or to enroll for that course, or to reconcile with that person, to reach out to that mentor, to reach out to that person that has been inspiring you, or to read that book, or to even write that book, or to enroll for that training. I will do it because the conditions are not favorable. Are not No, most of the time the conditions will never be favorable. Most of the time the timing will never be right. So you need to just do it afraid, as somebody said. Do it afraid, regardless of the consequences with regards to maybe a relationship that it appears as if you may lose. Just take that initial step. And again, I'm not talking about recklessness. I'm not talking, for example, about maybe going contrary to what every reasonable judgment around you is saying. We are just saying that you pay attention to what is inside of you. You seek information. That's why we talk about strategic thinking. And based on this, then you can act. Based on this, you can take steps. So that a major way to overcome such inhibitions or inhibitive fear that we have is to take a conscious step in the direction of that thing that you're afraid of. Take a conscious step in the direction of the thing that you are afraid to do. Most of the time, when you take the first step, you can find yourself taking the second step, the next step, and the next step, and the next step, and the next step. And before you know it, you are doing something remarkable with your life. You are giving expression to what is inside of you rather than suppressing it to the point that you become a victim of events and circumstances around you. Now, that is point number 4, getting rid of fear. What have we talked about this month of September? I said that there are factors, principles that a person can begin to put in place that will make their greatness predictable, that will make it guarantee that they will live a remarkable life. And I said the first one is understand the process, like we started last month. The second one is you pay attention to what is within you as a person. Then the third one is you are given to strategic thinking. You are not just thinking about the present, the immediate. You are actually looking into the future based, and you are gathering all information that will help you to make informed decision on that basis. And the last thing that I've talked about is to get rid of fear, get rid of the considerations of what people will say, what people will think, and things like that. Just move in the direction of what is being stirred in your hearts to do, rather than just what is around you or what people around you are saying or will say. Now, this it will be a convenient point for us to draw the curtain for this month. I'm going to continue this discussion next month. I'm going to talk about opportunities, moments, and greatness part 3 in October. Opportunities, moments, and greatness part 3, and that is October the 20th, 2023. The third Friday in October, I'm talking about opportunities, moments, and greatness. Now, if this has inspired you, this has impacted you, maybe something, might just be just one word, one statement that has ministered to you as a person, that has blessed you, or that has uplifted you, or motivated, or inspired you. Now, please like the video, share it with a friend, a loved one, anybody that you feel will be inspired by the same, and the effect will continue like that. Thank you so much. If you have got any questions about any aspect of what I've talked about or concerning anything else, including getting your work with God right, I'll be happy to answer those questions. If you drop me an email in the description box, I'll be happy to respond and see ways in which your question can be answered. Thank you so much for tuning in. God bless you, and see you next time. Bye bye.